The very first two cards kind of go together. The first one is talking about justice from Archangel Ragwell. The fight for justice and equality, rulings made in your favor, don't give up. But the second card is talking about the Five of Raphael, saying that everything happens for a reason. Release regret and embrace the opportunities for happiness. Search for the silver lining. This would indicate that maybe some of you are in some kind of a situation, it could be legal, but not necessarily, where you're sort of fighting for what's right. You're fighting for what you believe is right, and maybe you just took a hit. Maybe there was a bit of a loss. If it was a legal situation, maybe you lost that battle. You know, legal situations feel like lots of battles that sort of make up a, you know, these expressions were used in another reading too. Several battles make up the war. It's like you'll win the war, even though maybe you just lost a battle, kind of thing. So this one is saying everything happens for a reason. So let it sort of be okay, like no regrets, moving on, but don't give up is what they're saying. That rulings will be made in your favor. Ultimately, it's like you're going to win the war, sort of thing. Whatever the situation is, even if it's not legal, it might be a work situation where it's a huge project that you're working on, where there's maybe lots of steps towards accomplishing a greater goal, and maybe this particular step was just kind of took a hit. And so they're saying don't give up, because what's right is right, and Spirit's got your back. So don't give up. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be all right. Keep going. No regrets, release any regret, and look for the silver lining. Look for what was good about it. Look for what you can take with you to the next step, or the next step in response to that, or whatever your situation is, depending on your situation. Look for the silver lining, even though maybe something just didn't work out. It didn't work out for a reason. Spirit has a higher perspective on things, right? They can see. It's like they're looking from way up here. They can see sort of everything. They know your heart. They know their hearts. They know the situation. They understand everything. And so their guidance is from a higher perspective. They're inviting you to look at the situation from their perspective as an observer of all of it. Everything happens for a reason, and usually when things don't go well, in terms of how sort of the universe orchestrates things to line up with what you're truly wanting, sometimes something doesn't work because something way better is right around the corner. And if this did work, you wouldn't be able to get to what's better. So whenever something doesn't quite work out, just see if you can find the perspective of it's okay, because something better's out there. Something better is right around the corner. The next card that you get is this light activation, and this is coming up with perspective as well. It's like there's been a light activated in you. This is kind of a message from Spirit. There's a light activated in you that will help enable you to have a higher perspective of things. But there's also this element of that it's in you and radiates out through you, and it can affect your life here on Earth as well. So while it looks like he's sort of hovering out in space, it's as if his eyes are lit up, his whole body is radiating this light. And so they're saying that your whole body is like radiating this light out, and it affects everything and everybody. So understand that you have this light activated within you that will affect the people around you. Also notice that this is coming after this thing that maybe didn't work out. This card it's like you've been activated because this didn't work out, potentially. Everything happens for a reason. And it could have been that you weren't quite lit up to this level at this time. And now it's going to be different. You're going to handle yourself different. You're going to see things differently. You're going to have a different perspective. When you go back into this situation that you're not giving up on, because it's right, it's the right thing to do, you're going to have a different way of looking at it. It's going to be easier for you to focus on your strengths. It's going to be easier for you to be assertive. It's going to be easier for you to see the other's point of view. All of these three are coming up right underneath this light activation. Interesting. I did not expect this, what they're saying. This is interesting. So this light is getting activated now after the bit of, what might be considered a bit of a loss. But it's like they're like, no, it's not a loss. It may feel like that. It may feel like that. And from one perspective, it may appear like that, but it's not. Everything happens for a reason. So now you're going to get lit up. You're going to have a whole different perspective on everything. And it's just going to be easier for you to be yourself, be strong, focus on your strengths. Also, from the higher perspective, see the other's point of view so that you can work out a solution that's more like a win-win kind of thing. The next two cards you're getting, they are having also to do with you getting lit up. It's like these are going to get clear now. Some things are going to get let go of that maybe you've been carrying from your family lineage in terms of believing that you have to do everything yourself. You have to, control everything. You have to do everything yourself, and they're saying to let that go. To let that go. So there was something in the way that you were being when this occurs. For some of you, if this resonates with you, you might be in a situation where struggles are happening. And then there could be like what appears to be sort of a loss. It's not. It could have happened, though, because of who you were being in that situation. Whatever it is, it could be a work presentation for a big corporation. It could be a legal situation of some kind, whether it's family or work or career. Whatever the situation is, you'll know what it is. It's like there's some things that are going to get let go of that were how you might have been being, that now it's like it's not going to apply anymore. With this new light activation from the inside of you out, it's going to not only enable this to just go poof and just let go, like this isn't even going to apply anymore. Not only that, but it is going to enable you all of this moving forward. It's also going to give you access to sort of better thoughts, like what you think about is what the universe hears and responds to. So the law of attraction, every thought is an investment and pays immediate dividends. So be mindful, invest your thoughts wisely, which you will have a much easier time of it with this light activation. Feels like some of you might actually literally feel this happen. How cool is that? Some of you might actually literally feel this light turn on. Huh. That's cool. When it does, nurture yourself. Nurture yourself has a couple of meanings. One meaning has to do with this, right along here with everything's going to be okay. Right along here with what, feels like maybe you took a hit or there was some kind of a loss. It's like nurture yourself. It's okay. Everything's going to be okay. Give yourself a hug. You did your best. That's what she is saying. Mother Mary is giving you a hug. It's going to be okay. You're also going to get some clarity, right? When lights shine really bright, you can see. You can see in the dark even. when lights are very, very bright. And so when that happens, as you move forward in this situation you're not giving up on, you're going to have some clarity about what it is, that you're really wanting. You're going to be able to make a decision and be clear about what you want, and then take action from that place. Take action from that place. When you take action from a solid, lit up, assertive, focusing on your strengths kind of state, then results are going to reflect that. So get clear about what you're wanting. The reason too that it feels like this could be more about work than it is family or relationship kind of thing. It feels more work oriented because a lot of these cards just feel more about work. There's nothing really here about relationships. So we have the Two of Aerials coming up, talking about balance. I think it's so funny in the Libra readings, every single time the word balance comes in somewhere. And this one's talking about your work. Let it be fun. So if you have a whole lot of irons in the fire, if you have a lot of things going on, let it be fun. It's important to have balanced working multiple jobs and projects all at once. Make sure that you make it fun if you have a lot going on. That's coming up right next to clarity. So it might be that if you have a whole lot going on, some of it you might want to just sort of put on hold for a little bit and just get really clear about what it is that is fun. It could be that some of these projects you have going on are just not so fun in the bigger picture, and so make sure that it's fun. You're also getting a change in direction, and this is coming up with this. So in other words, some aspects of your work you might get really clear with this bright light that you are shining out now, really clear of what you don't want, and also clarity about what you do want. It's about lining up. It's about lining up, heart, mind, and soul, lining up with what you really want. This card says yoga. It could be that yoga is something that you really enjoy. He's balancing, physically balancing. So it could be that yoga is something for some of you that you would absolutely love to integrate into some kind of work or practice that's fun for you. You're also getting the teacher. You're also getting creative writing. So we have yoga, teaching, creative writing. If there's a change in direction, it might include one of these, or it might drop one of these off, kind of thing. Just so that what you're doing for your work is fun for you. It's balanced and fun. So you're going to need some things to be fun, because this one feels challenging, even though they're saying clearly don't give up. It's like this. Whatever this situation is, feels like you don't want to give up. You're dedicated to the justice of it and what's the rightness of it. You're in too deep kind of thing to give up. And their spirit is saying from their higher perspective, don't give up. It's a good thing you have going on here. But this one could be challenging. So then in the balancing of your work, let some of your work be fun. So maybe add some things to your work life, or the hours that you work. Maybe you want to take an hour lunch break in the middle and do some yoga, something like that. Or take what you're learning from this situation and teach. There's a much gentler energy in teaching to balance the intensity of this. Reward yourself, because it's challenging. It's challenging, so be sure to take some time to reward yourself. So taking an hour-long lunch break to do something really, really fun, that's one thing you could do. Another thing you can do is to get some fresh air. Another thing you can do is travel. Reward yourself for all the hard work. It's really important. This is also part of the balance. Work, life, work, play, balance. It's really important to reward yourself even when something appears to be a bit of a defeat. Reward yourself for your efforts. okay. You are a sorceress. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. And your final card is that it's your lucky day. It's your lucky day. The energy here at the end feels really solid and grounded and happy and balanced, and new resources of money, time, or support. A change in job or a promotion is also coming up here again, talking about this, like a change that could be happening in a good way, but it feels really good. Look at the colors on this. It's pink and blue and bright and happy. Very happy. You know, bright little yellow happy flowers. And you're just going to feel more like yourself. The sorceress that you are, you can create whatever it is that you want to create. So with this new clarity about what really lights you up and what's fun for you, to balance out the things that are challenging, just be yourself. Find the things that really light you up. And as the sorceress, you'll be able to make things happen. It's your lucky day. In all areas, time, money, support, all kinds of great things. It's your lucky day. New resources. It's the ace of Ariel, who is, you know, fun. It's the fun side. All kinds of great rewards on the fun side. When you take some time to reward yourself and keep the balance with the intensity of what's up here, balance it out with some lightness, some play. Look at all the little children here. There's children, 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 children. You know? That the energy of children, the innocence, the playfulness, that kind of thing. That's what they're referring to with the children. Just be yourself, your authentic sort of childlike self, childlike, full of wonder. Take some time for that every day.